Welcome everyone, I'm the Depressed Dior and this is Langrisser Mobile. Alright, so got new summons. So we got Iron Chancellor and, well, we essentially have Old Florentia and Old Varash as the characters. There are some, the other event that's happening is Forbidden Battleground, which has some really annoying enemies. There's one that ignores terrain costs for grasslands and forest, and so it just kind of runs around everywhere, and then it can hit and run. So it just kind of runs all over the map and just keeps stabbing you over and over again. So as far as the new exclusive equipment, there's Move Special, which makes it so after taking action, gain an effect that makes causes all units within 3 blocks to treat everything as grassland terrain. It only lasts for 1 turn, and it has a 3-turn cooldown, so it's not good at all. So no reason to take it. And then the other one, which I did take, was Suzette Special. So goes up to 10% attack, and then she ends up being able to gain a benefits from Legion of Glory faction buffs, which I don't have since I only use female characters. But she can also actually use her AOE damage skills on just on any block. So usually with AOEs, you usually had to like pick a target, but with this, she can actually pick blocks that are not actual without heroes in it, which is useful because she's supposed to be artillery. But and then her other thing is the further away she is, the higher chance she has to crit. Essentially, it's decent. It brings up the question of why didn't they just give her these initially, like the whole targeting certain squares and just give her Legion of Glory faction. I mean, she's not used in PvP at all, so it's not like she's overpowered. Anyway, besides that, there's some weird cooking events that's been happening every day. They've done it for 1 day so far. In any case, let's dive right in. I don't believe I have any pity. I did do summons after the last video. I know some people noticed with the last video I had some really intense luck where I was getting like double SSRs and things like that within 10 or 20 summons. So after the recording, and I did a few more summons afterwards, I ended up going to pity twice and got a off-banner character. So right now I'm floating around average, maybe even below average a little bit right now. So it kind of just balanced out. All right. So obviously I want Iron Blood Commander, but the old Varash is actually someone needed for, is it Azusa? I think is her name. I don't remember, but he's needed, or she needs him for the defense bond. Anyway, enough rambling. It is really early in the morning, and I have yet to sleep, so I apologize if I'm not the most coherent. Anyway, let's dive right in. Boop. Okay. Both characters on this banner. Oh wow, 20 summons. Let's see what we get. Nope. Nope. Archon on the Moon. Alright, so we got the Archon on the Moon, which is not great, because that means any additional ones are wasted, because I don't need multiples of this guy. I have a bad feeling about this. Alright, well, at least it was only 20 summons. Let's dive in. I actually do want multiple copies of Iron Chancellor, but it's kind of risky to keep summoning, because obviously I can get Archon instead. But yeah, both characters are being used in PvP. Archon kind of solves a lot of issues that various polling characters have. Wow, 20 summons again. Because usually the issue with... I mean, polling characters are generally pretty good. It's just the fact that they have to use their action for it. And Archon has an ability where as long as he displaces someone successfully, he gets an extra action. So usually when you're using pollers, you have to have at least a DPS or someone else to follow up. But Archon can just follow up on its own. An off-banner Angelina, which is useful. No, it's not useful. Useless. I already have her maxed out. So yeah, Angelina. All right. Again, only 20 summons, so at least we got that going for us. But like I said, I have a bad feeling about this. Alright, more than likely we'll go to pity with this one. I feel like what little luck I had has already been blown. Alright, 30 summons. Game's just gonna make me a liar. For those who don't know, the off-banner chance is 20%, and then it's 40% for each character on the banner. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Alright, well, second Archon. Double Archon. Double Archon, wow. Well, I have a 4-star Archon now. This is what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid I'm going to get a 6-star Archon before I... Well, I'll get a 6-star Archon, and then I have to get 2 more to get enough freaking shards to actually just buy to make the exchange for Iron Chancellor. I mean, our SSR average is really good, though. But it's none of the characters we want. I think that was 40. It's either 40 or 50. I kind of lost lost track a little bit while I was making tick marks. All right. Alright, we at least got her. And, Rosalia? Or Rosalia, I think it's the name. Yeah, Rosalia. An Iron Blood Commander, a commander with strong resolve, ruthless and pragmatic, devoting everything to fulfilling the Elysium project. Yeah, this rate's kind of crazy, but also I got 2 off banner, so it's a bit rough. Let's we'll do a few more summons. We'll see what we get. More than likely, it's just gonna be another Archon. But yeah, right now, let's see. I did 110 summons, not counting this one. Yeah, 110 summons, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 freaking SSRs. That's just crazy. Within 20. Alright. I'm just gonna skip here. Alright, yeah, another Archon, so we're at 150. Let's see, magic number I think is 7? Yeah, once you get 7 Archons in total, the rest are extra. That's pretty much the only reason I'm still summoning, even though I'm getting Archons, is just the rate's been so good. So, Apex is starting this weekend. So, I'm hoping to get at least a duplicate or a few for Iron Chancellor, because I want to use her. I mean, I'll still use her even at 3 stars. Alright, I think I did. I'm pretty sure I lost count here, but I think we're at 60 summons right now. Now 70. I'm trying to think what the next major banner is. I think it's the collab. I'm fairly certain it's the Valkyria Chronicles collab, which the characters supposedly on that are not that great, but they're all females, so I'll probably be using all of them. Well, I'll at least get them. This is, I think, 90? Okay, 90. So this should be pity, but I may have miscounted. So. Yay. Okay, an Iron Chancellor. Cool. Let's keep summoning then. So she's at least 4 stars. I do have some generic SSR shards saved up, but there's only around 20. But yeah, Apex, I want to use Iron Chancellor because I actually have switched the box up. I've been saying I want to for a while now, and I'm going to be trying an AoE. I don't know if I want to call it a rush box, but it's definitely not going to be focusing on the usual tank and spank that I usually do. The meta has gotten to the point, especially in Chinese servers, where it's just like there's almost no point in bringing a tank. Like people will bring Hilda, and that's about it. I think that was 50 summons. Iron Chancellor again. Okay. So let's go for one more. But yeah, it's gotten to the point where it's just there's so much AoE, and then there's also so many really strong assassins. It's just like, okay, well... Oh, 10. Nice. Iron Chancellor. Okay. So that makes her 5 stars. I'm going to go ahead and stop here then. So... let's get a tally up here. I did... let's see, that's 7, 11, 13, 23... 28, 29, so 290 summons, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I was getting about 1 SSR for every 29 summons, which is really, really good. And then my off banner, out of the 10, was I had 2 off banner, which is 2 out of 10. So that's actually on average. So not too bad. Alright, give me a moment. I will get Iron Chancellor up and running and show what she can do. BRB. Alright. Everything all up to date. So just real quick. All stats excluding HP increased by 20% when in water. If displaced effect is triggered for the enemy this turn, then this unit can take 1 additional action and gains this unit regards its current terrain as water, and +2 mobility, lasts for 2 turns. This can only trigger once every 3 turns. So yeah, he's got a pretty decent gimmick. And then we got Iron Blooded Chancellor. This is a bit of a long one. Damage dealt increases by 20% before the end of the action. This unit can also use 1 formation skill. So instead of strategy, she has formations. Power attack formation if there are 2 allied units within 1 block diagonal of the caster, so sort of a flying V formation. Then the caster and these 2 allies gain soldier attack plus 25%, and allied units with base mobility less than 5 gain mobility up to 5. Lasts for 3 turns, and then endurance formation is done if the formation is a straight line of 3 people, and they recover 70% of soldier HP, and they, along with the caster, gain 15% defense and magic defense, and they are immune to displacement. Also lasts for 3 turns. And then after you set a formation, it's on cooldown for 3 turns. I believe it starts at 4 turns, then it went down when I went up the star rankings. At 6 stars, I think it becomes 2 turn cooldown. She's got some new, unique skills. She's got so one thing to note: her class choices is either infantry, sword infantry, or holy, and both of them have melee range attacks. But she has skills that will allow her to attack at 2 range along with her troops. Soldiers, she's got some pretty good variety. But CNC Mercenary is probably the best bet. Maybe Unicorns if you need the cav. In any case, some unique skills she has. She can do 1.5 times damage. It's all magic damage, of course. It will ignore 30% of enemy's defense and M defense in battle. If this unit has Endure, then after the battle she'll recover HP. Oh, sorry. If she's in Power Formation, she'll ignore 30% of defense and magic defense. If she has the Endure or Defense Formation, she'll recover after combat. It also reduces the skill by 1 if she's in Defense Formation. Scarlet Awakening is a self buff. Allied units within 3 block range have it'll give her an aura that 20% reduced chance of receiving a critical hit and take 35% reduced fixed damage for 2 turns. And the important thing is after that she can move 3 spaces and attack again, after using. So with 3 mobility, that brings her up to 6 mobility, and then she has 2 range, so it'll be 8. So essentially she has 8 range coverage. And that's not even taking into account the Iron Blood formation. Then she does have access, of course, to discipline. She has access to mass attack. So what I usually see in the Chinese matches was she would essentially move in position to apply the offense formation, and then use her turn to do mass attack. So she'll buff everyone's attacks with mass attack, and then give everyone additional mobility and even more soldier attack. So she's a very, very good enabler, and she actually is. She can even hold her own as far as being a tank buster in some cases. So let's go ahead and her equipment right now. Since I went holy, I went with this type of gear. So tenuous headdress, gifted eternal life. If you went infantry, you would have other options. You know, freaking. You would have access to things like, I don't know. Let's see, or well, you technically you would have access to Apex boots, but I wouldn't do that for her. But essentially, you could equip things like Fury Tier and Forbidden Defender's armor. I've seen both be used in the Chinese matches, so both have their uses. Anyway, where did I put her? There she is. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do the Awakening. We'll do the first match, and then I'll probably need to I'll need to cut the video briefly. In any case, Ares, I will carry on your will and lead our people in the Elysium project. There on the other side, we will await your return. Okay. Bozel, Saintess of the Ark, and Gustav, and they're all demons, so good times. Since I'm holy, this should not be a problem then. Alright, we'll do this attack. Now the thing that kind of sucks is I can't really do formations at all because I have no one around. Ow. I'm silenced. Alright, normal attack. Alright, I can do this, then that. And then finish you off. Alright, quick and easy. I wonder, can I do this other match in time? Let's find out. If I have to, I'll cut the video off briefly. Alright. After much pain, I have at last realized that pity serves no purpose for the strong. Blood and iron is the only way to conquest. So for this, I'm going to change my skills around. Let's remove that and put mass attack in. Okay. Nice. I'm immune to silence because of the attack buff. Okay. You can't guard. She had oddly low HP, but that's okay. Nice. Alright. This went a lot faster than I expected. Alright, cool stuff. Alright, with that, we fully awaken her. Alright, animation. Alright, Iron Blood Glory. Attacks the enemy, dealing 1.7 times damage. Soldiers apply a permanent debuff where soldier healing effects received are reduced by 80%, can't be dispelled. When equipped with melee soldiers, they will attack as well. This is 2 ranged. If this unit has power attack, you get first strike and dispel 5 buffs, very much like Sword Soul. And if you have the defense formation, you can move 3 spaces after battle, and then after taking action, it causes all allied units within 1 ring range to take 15% reduced damage and restore 30% of units' HP after battle. So yeah, overall, a really interesting character. Like I said, she's a support type character that can also hold her own in combat, which is pretty much the key for a lot of the good characters now. It's not enough to really be one role anymore. So having a character that can do, both support and help with mobility and engagement, and then of course being able to actually be a tank buster or a dispeller and stuff is very, very useful. Anyway, with all that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm the Depressed Eagle. This was Langrisser Mobile. I'll see you guys later.